Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nature's Nook. It's been a while, almost 9 months since my last upload, but I'm finally back with something special. This is a Nano Aquascape I built around a year or so ago for a batch of guppy fries I got from an ex-colleague. It's a small, simple setup, and it's been growing and changing over the past year. I'm excited to finally share this build with you all, so let's dive in. As you can see, I have put some aqua soil as my base layer. It has some sand and some gravel mixed with it since I'm using it from another build. It's still nutrient rich and it will do the job. Anyways, as you can see, now I'm cleaning up the edges so that when I put the sand in, the aqua soil isn't visible. For sand, I'm just using some locally available sand. I think it's called sillet sand. I got it from a nursery. The sand will cap off the nutrient rich base layer. Not that the aqua soil will destabilize the water parameters that much, but this aqua soil doesn't really look good. And I'm not using any carpeting plant that will cover the aqua soil. Again, tidying up the sand, sloping it up in the back to create some depth. I kept the foreground sand very thin since I thought it looked nice and I wasn't planning on planting anything in the front. But as you saw in the start, and we'll see later also, it didn't stay as thin. Initially, for the hardscape, I tried using this nice big cobblestone that I picked up from a river many years ago. I thought it would look nice, but later decided against it. I just didn't think it went with the sand and the spiderwood. So instead, I just went with two pieces of spiderwood and pebbles and gravels to make it look more natural. I got this spiderwood from Katabon. I must say they are overpriced for the size that they are, but spiderwood look really nice in aquascapes. I feel like however you put them in, they end up looking good. I will glue the spiderwood to the stones. I use the super glue and tissue method. It works wonderfully and is completely safe for the fish once dry. But be careful when you're applying it on the tissue. I think I was using a previously used tube of super glue, and as you can see, I squeezed it a bit too hard and the super glue spilled all over the stone. In my panic state, I just threw some sand on it, pretending like nothing happened. But I guess it worked out. I think it just looks like some sand was covering up the stone. Next, I just added some more different sized pebbles and gravels to give the whole scape some detail. I didn't really place this with any thought. I just dropped them randomly so that it looked a bit natural. For plants, I went with this Java fern. I placed it in the background since for this tank it's quite big. I just tilted it a bit forward so that it looks like that it has been growing in this direction. Next, I added some Java moss. Again, I used a bit of super glue. It's perfectly fine for attaching moss. Uh, this is also a really great method for attaching epiphytic plants like the Java fern that I used, Anubias and Bucephalandra. I feel Java moss is a great option to use in aquariums. A small amount of it goes a long way. It's a hardy plant and it grows really fast. Obviously, the downside of it is also that it grows really fast and takes over everything. So you have to regularly trim it. As for stem plants, I went with trimmings of some Ludwigia repens. I already had these growing really nicely in another tank, and I didn't want to throw away these, so I just decided to use it in this one. Stem plants like Ludwigia absorb nitrates and phosphates directly from the water column through their leaves and specialized roots, helping maintaining some balance in the aquarium. I prefer using plants like these since they help me maintain the tank. I am very lazy when it comes to water changes, so the more plants like this I use it. And because of that, I didn't have to do many water changes for this tank either. I would just top up the water every time it came down. I filled up the tank with regular tap water and used some dechlorinator along with plant fertilizer to keep all the plants happy. Turned on the small internal filter, which had some used media from another active tank. Along with the used filter media, the aqua soil that I used, and the plants, this build already had all the beneficial bacteria to keep the tank stable. So later on, off camera, I started to drip acclimate the guppies for around 45 minutes and then release them in the tank. 1 week later, I added some blue new caridina shrimps. None of them survived. I think I added them a bit too soon and should have waited longer for the necessary parameters that they needed in the tank. Around the 6 months mark after building the tank, most of the guppies had grown up and all of them turned out to be female. Along the way, I lost a couple, I think. So I added two male guppies. With that started the gradual downfall of this tank. Since I didn't quarantine the ones that I bought, and I think they had camelinus worms, and it spread to all the other guppies. I did all the treatments, but nothing really worked, and all the original guppies, along with the two that I had bought, died. Only three fries that these guppies gave birth to had survived. And presently, this is how the tank looks, run down and unkept. I'm just using it to house some of my extra plants along with the three surviving guppies, which are all grown up. I didn't lose any of them. But again, they all turned out to be female, so no new babies. This tank also has a small crack in the back. It's not leaking, but I don't plan to keep it for long. I will at some point build another tank for these guppies, maybe even add some new guppies as well, but that's all in the future. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Lastly, I would like to dedicate this video to my wife. She has been asking me to upload this video since last year when I built it. Thank you for supporting me and motivating me. Love you.